In this video, we're going to review subtracting using base 10 models in a place value chart. Now notice my example problem here. I have 3,521 minus 1,265. To get started, what we're first going to do is we are going to model our top number, 3,521, in the place value chart using the base 10 blocks. So I start with the thousands column, and I have a 3 in the thousands column in my top number, so I'm going to go ahead and drag over 3 thousands cubes to show this. And moving over to my hundreds column, we can see I have 5 hundreds, so I'm going to grab 500 squares, 2, 3, like so, 4, and 5, and I have 2 in the tens column, so I'm going to grab 2 10 rods. And in the ones column, I have 1, 1. So I'm going to go ahead and drag over 1, 1. The next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to write down the digits for the second number below the place value columns in the white boxes provided. So the first digit in my bottom number, in the thousands column, you can see I have a 1. So I'm going to record a 1 underneath the thousands column in my place value chart. In my hundreds place value, I have a 2, so I'm going to go ahead and record a 2 underneath the hundreds column. In the tens, I have a 6, and I have 5 ones. So now I'm ready to go ahead and start subtracting and do any regrouping that I may need to do along the way. So I'm going to start in the ones column, and I notice I have 1 1 in my top number, and I would like to take away 5. Well, I can't take 5 away from 1, so what I need to do is I need to trade down one of my 10 rods here for 10 ones. So to show this, I'm going to cross out my 10 rod here, and I'm trading it down for 10 ones. And so there we have a representation of my 10 ones. And I now have 11 ones. So now when I try to take away 5 from 11, I see that I have enough ones in my top number to subtract 5 from. And the way I'm going to show the subtraction is I'm just going to cross out 1 1 for every number I'm taking away, so for a total of 5. So 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to move over to my tens column, and I have 1 10 left. I started with 2, but I've just traded 1 in for 10 ones, and I would like to take away 6 tens. Again, I don't have enough tens to subtract. So the way I'm going to solve this is I'm going to trade in one of my hundreds cubes, 100 squares rather, for 10 tens, because of course 1 100 is worth 10 tens. Now I have 11 tens, and I'd like to subtract 6, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract that. And I'm going to show this by crossing off 6 of my 10 rods. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now moving over to my hundreds column, I have 1, 2, 3, 400 squares left, and I'd like to subtract 2. Well, I can take 2 away from 4, so no need to regroup here. I can just go ahead and subtract, so I'm going to cross off 2 of my 100 squares. And I'm going to move over to my thousands column now. I have 3,000 cubes, and I'd like to take away 1,000. Again, no need to regroup. I'm just going to cross off one of those cubes to show this subtraction. Now the only thing left to do is to count up what's left in each of my place value columns and to give us our final answer. So starting with the ones column, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones left, so I'll go ahead and record 6. I have 1 in my tens column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. In my hundreds column, I have 200 squares left. Go ahead and mark a 2. And in my thousands column, I have 2 thousands cubes left. So again, I'm going to record a 2 for 2 thousands for a final difference of 2,256.